Hi, this is James of Megalife 21, the hardest hitting internet talk radio station on the planet, and I'm here at the Newsletter Censored Research Center in northeastern New Jersey, and this is part 2 of our very special internet talk video show topic concerning the conservative agenda exposed. And if you saw the first video, I went through all the formalities of it, and I explained what the connection is between the replica of the Holy Grail and what we're going to talk about. And then, if you saw the first video, it explained it. Right-wing fundamentalists during the Middle Ages, with the Knights Templar during the Crusades, they were preoccupied, obsessed with finding the Holy Grail because they thought it was an object of great power. But the power that they wanted was not the power to heal the sick and the crippled, but the power perhaps connected with greed, right-wing fundamentalism, conservative greed of acquiring fortune and power, like conservatives usually are obsessed with, the bottom line. So that was the connection. But anyway, then of course we showed Junior the latest watercolor painting by the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisman. Alright, now, officially starting this video, I want to begin by saying that before we could start exposing the real agenda of right-wing conservatives, I would like to discuss what conservatives are not. Well, they're not patriotic because they believe in offshore tax havens and evading their fair share in taxes and evading taxes altogether, and they also believe in outsourcing as many American jobs as they can. So that doesn't sound patriotic to me. So therefore they're not patriotic.
How about they believe in the destruction of the United States government?
They believe
trying to make it small enough to drown in a bathtub. This is on record.
Yeah, it's on record. Yeah, they want to shrink the United States government down to nothing, so they won't pay any taxes at all, of course. But and they want to be deregulated. See, that's a big thing with conservatives, when any conservative elitists in corporate America. The deregulation, not paying in any taxes, bringing back slave labor if they can get away with it. Trust me, that's their ultimate goal. And the second reason, what right-wing conservatives are not, okay, first we talked about patriotism. What they're not is close to God and better Christians than us so-called wicked secular humanist liberal Democrats, or liberals. I'm an independent now. The two-party system has proven to be a complete failure. Especially with this healthcare reform thing that's going on, and moderate and conservative blue dog Democrats selling out the voters to health insurance companies. So I am an independent now, but they're not close to God either, because they don't know the Bible. They don't bother to read it. They only thump it, and the reason why they only thump it is because the Bible is loaded with information concerning the rich, helping the poor, giving to the poor, selling their worldly material possessions to help the poor. It's loaded with pro-little guy, pro-poor, and anti-rich information. They seem to think that that God wants everybody to be wealthier and wealthier and wealthier, and that the conservatives don't believe in helping the poor. They don't believe in social programs at all. They don't even like Social Security. They don't like the minimum wage law. They don't like anything that has to do with helping the poor or the middle class, the needy. So therefore, since they don't like to do that, they don't have compassion, then how can they be real Christians? How can they be close to God? It's impossible. And now conservatives, over like the other video we did last week concerning conservapedia.org, these conservatives want to rewrite the Bible and make it more conservative.
Well, it's not saying what they wanted to say, so obviously, that's what they got to do.
So we already established what right-wing conservatives are not, which is patriotic and good Christians and close to God. So now we can talk about what right-wing conservatives are? Well, we already established that they're obsessed with the bottom line, and that they're greedy, and that they're selfish.
And that they can't govern. And when they try to govern, they rule instead of govern. Remember, during the 8 years of Bush here, the Democrats were shut out of everything. They weren't allowed to participate in conferences and lawmaking or any of that stuff.
So
now all of a sudden the Democrats are in power, and it's got to be bipartisan. There's got to be bipartisan.
That's so nauseating. Bipartisanship. Can't we all get along? No. The American voter did not vote to get along. They did not vote for bipartisanship. Otherwise, they would have voted for McCain and the dope.
The rogue.
The rogue?
Yeah, her new book, Going Rogue. She's
Going Rogue?
Yeah, she's rogue.
Really? Anything in there about her
hey,
daughter?
Walmart is going to
preaching
be selling,
celibacy?
Is going to be selling her book for $9, and some other big books for $9.
Anyway, the American public would have voted in 4 more years of another conservative Republican administration if they wanted that, but they didn't. They wanted change. They wanted drastic change. The poor and the middle class, a lot of people voted for Democrats with the assumption that they were going to get national health care like Canada and Europe. Guess what? We're not going to get that. There's not even a public option with health care. So they were sold out by the people they voted for. So, I mean...
Because money talks.
Yeah, which means the Democratic Party is only liberal when they need the liberal vote. But once they get in, they show their true colors, which is that they're elitists and they're business people. All of them. Except for, well, hopefully Al Franken is still the same Al Franken, but, you know, and maybe a few others here and there. But this is what the right-wing conservatives are, in fact, is they're bottom line obsessed and greedy, and they're not Christians, and they're not patriotic, and they have no compassion for the little guy or the poor. And how are people going to acquire adequate, decent health insurance if they can't find a job, if all the jobs are outsourced? How are they going? How do you pay? They want health insurance, health care to be controlled by the private sector. So how is the little guy going to be able to afford to make contributions to a PPO or an HMO plan if they do not have a job because the jobs are non-existent? Okay.
They never think about that. You remember the guy on one of the other videos I said that he had health insurance paid by his boss.
Mm-hmm.
So when he was asked, well, what would you do if you didn't have it? Oh, I don't think about that.
You don't think
so that's
about
how they go through life.
Yeah, believe it or not, there's a lot of non-rich people that vote conservative. They're not even in a high tax bracket to worry about taxes.
They worry about those social issues, like abortion, gay marriage,
prayer in school, gay marriage, abortion.
Yeah.
They don't worry about survival.
Right.
They don't worry about how the bills are going to get paid, or where the health care is coming from, or food on the table. No, they worry about all this other stuff. And then you have these holy roller conservatives who think that the Lord is going to magically make everything appear, or the food, and pay the bills and everything. And but the thing is, this is what conservatives are. They're just obsessed with the bottom line, and it's proven
time after time.
Time after time, and this is what
Still people don't get it.
And you don't hear this from Democrats in Washington like Nancy Pussy Pelosi and the other Democrats, because these Democrats are corporate ass-kissing whores that are paid off. And you're not going to hear it from them. You're going to hear it from the underground media. You're going to hear it from independents. From real liberals, you're going to hear it from.
Now, you didn't go into one issue here concerning right-wing Republicans, those people.
Republicans.
They are, at their core, authoritarians.
And reactionary, of course.
Okay? So, they don't they're not interested in what you think
And what you need.
and what you need. Because an authoritarian is a dictator, a despot. He's a king. And
I don't
what
care.
he needs,
Right. What he wants.
or what he wants.
Which is everything. Greed. Okay, we got to take a break.